definitely a big change musically between Straight No Chaser and Tell It Two Cities. I think I just kind of got familiar with the studio as like an instrument, whereas the first album I just got my foot in the door. I was just figuring it out, just starting to figure it out. It always feels like the beginning. But with this album, generally, I think I'd got to a point in the studio where if I could imagine a sound, I could probably get close to making it with synths or samples or beatboxing or whatever.
You beatbox?
I can do an 808 snare, and that's it.
That's good.
I love it when people say, yeah, Instant Messenger's my tune, if it's their favourite, because it means they've listened to the album as an album, and they've gone, okay. And it was a real buzz playing that to Kanye for the first time in the back of a people carrier. He just starts going, woo, good music! Playing the stuff to him through the process of making the album, playing the stuff to Kanye was obviously like crucial, and like, but I knew that he wanted me to do me, and I knew I was doing my best, so I kind of, not that I didn't care what he thought, I kind of knew, well, he's gonna like some of it, he's gonna ignore some of it, and he's gonna love a couple of tracks, but I've just got to do me and just present it all to him as I come up with it. And luckily from the first track that I finished for the album, There Will Be Tears, to the last, he was pretty much, there were a couple of tracks where it was like, like put it on the album, but it's not my favourite. But that still was like, he wasn't saying don't put it on the record. Do you see what I mean? So it was an interesting process. But I think he kind of, as he said early on, he almost trusted me to make the album. And maybe he saw his main job as shouting from the rooftops to let people know. I'm really looking forward to having a proper chance to. I think I've got the chance of cracking the States. I think hopefully they'll get where I'm coming from. With Jay and Kanye being on their albums, that's not a bad start. I wouldn't move out there because I think it's being here that gives a British artist. I think living in Britain gives a British artist their edge. And at the moment, America's turning its ears to London. And that's for a reason. That's because we're from London, and it's not. I don't think that's like an invitation to move over there. I think it's like, what are you up to? John Legend gave Estelle a massive boost. Kanye's given me a massive boost. And who's next? I remember when American Boy went to #1 and we were all in Paper at a club in the West End. And I remember she just said to me, "It's you next, son, child." You next, child.
You used to have a great relationship, right?
Me and Estelle. Yeah, we really get on, and we're just, just BBM each other or chat, and we've worked on a duet together for her new album, so it's all good. Yeah. Of course, I've got a crush on Estelle. She's beautiful. I've got a BlackBerry, but the grass is always greener. I'd love an iPhone. Yeah, I suppose the number of my friends first I have is probably Kanye. I don't actually have Rihanna's number, unfortunately.
You should have asked her for it then.
No, that's not my style. I think I cried watching a Pedro Almodóvar film called Todo sobre mi madre, All About My Mother.
Oh.
It was like a couple of car accidents and deaths, and I love his films, and that's when I would tend to well up. I don't think I cried like a baby, but I think I do well up when I get to the pictures. Don't you, Bob?
I do, yeah.
Do you know what, for me, the one is watching the news, just realising how fucked up certain places of the world are, and you're just like, oh dear. I lied to someone so that I could do this interview with you to free up some time. Something no one knows about me. I am incredible at reverse parking. I don't know how I do it. It's just like a gift. I could reverse. I'm telling you, I could reverse park a lorry into just a standard parking space. I can get a car into a space smaller than the car. My favourite part of the chicken is, when I was younger, it was definitely the breast.
Okay.
Definitely a breast man, but now I'm getting into the dark meat.
Okay.
Legs and wings, baby. But you know, the last time I joked with Ras Kwame about marrying Rihanna, and it ended up in the news. Yeah, but she might have got cross with me for thinking that I was, you know,
She
had
might be
anything to do
flattered.
with it.
This is how relationships
I'm not
are.
rushing. I'm not rushing anything with anybody.
Okay.
I'm in no rush.
You're not going to answer that question.
I'm not going to answer that question because someone might misquote you, let alone me. I don't know. I'm looking forward to the whole thing blowing over, and just the way I see it from a distance, because I haven't got involved. All I see is no one got hurt.
So you haven't spoken to him? His, like...
I've spoken to him, but not about that. It's
Yeah.
none of my business. You know,
Yeah.
I'm old-fashioned like that, and you know, enough people have kind of thrown opinions around. At the end of the day, Kanye is a good friend of mine, and Taylor's a new friend of mine as well. All I know is he's one of the finest human beings I know, and you know, I haven't been brainwashed, but he's my hero. He's like, he works so hard, he plays so hard, he gives so much to other people, he gives all of his time to his art, you know, to his friends, to charity, to entertaining people, and everything he does with commitment and passion and humour, and he's so patient, and I'm rather bored of watching people throw rocks at him.